Hey there, Anna. Yeah, we just got confirmation from President Trump to news that we've been following all afternoon that the Director of National Intelligence, Dan Coats, is leaving the administration in mid-August, and President Trump has nominated a replacement in Congressman John Ratciffe. Forgive me. Here's a tweet from President Trump he sent out just a moment ago. The president writing, quote, "I am pleased to announce that highly respected Congressman John Ratciffe of Texas will be nominated by me to be the Director of National Intelligence. A former U.S. attorney, John will lead and inspire greatness for the country he loves. Dan Coats, the current director, will be leaving office on August 15th. I would like to thank Dan for his great service to our country. The acting director will be named shortly." A source familiar with the conversation between President Trump, Dan Coats, and Vice President Mike Pence tells CNN that the three of them discussed a departure date for Dan Coats several weeks ago. This lines up with what CNN had previously reported, that the president had been having conversations with White House officials about who to tap to replace Coats. It's interesting that the president says that Dan Coats gave great service to the country, considering that the two men publicly disagreed on multiple fronts, most notably on Russian election meddling. Dan Coats contradicting President Trump on a number of occasions. Sources indicated that infuriated the president. As for his potential replacement, John Ratciffe, he's a former U.S. attorney, as the president noted there, the former mayor of Heath, Texas. And this week, last week I should say, as the House Judiciary Committee had Robert Mueller testify about the special counsel's report, he grilled the special counsel. He actually suggested that Robert Mueller violated Department of Justice guidelines by explaining why he would not exonerate President Trump. Listen to some of that exchange.
I agree with the chairman this morning when he said Donald Trump is not above the law. He's not. But he damn sure shouldn't be below the law, which is where Volume 2 of this report puts him.
Now, Ratciffe faced criticism for that because, according to Department of Justice guidelines, Mueller was asked to give justification both for prosecuting and indicting individuals, and also for why he chose not to prosecute certain individuals. I should note one important thing. Ratciffe is actually the chairman of a House subcommittee on cybersecurity, so you can bet there will be many questions during his Senate confirmation process about Russian election meddling and just how he sees the relationship between President Trump and Vladimir Putin, something that certainly Dan Coats was very critical of.
This morning, the president attacked another member of Congress on Twitter. This time, it's House Oversight Committee Chairman Elijah Cummings. He wrote this: "Cummings' district is a disgusting, rat and rodent infested mess. If he spent more time in Baltimore, maybe he could help clean up this very dangerous and filthy place. No human being would want to live there." Infested. That's usually reserved for references to rodents and insects, but we've seen the president invoke infestation to criticize lawmakers before. You see a pattern here? Just 2 weeks ago, President Trump attacked 4 minority congresswomen. Why don't they go back to the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came? Reminder, 3 of them were born here. All of them are American. Infested, he says. A week before his inauguration, January 2017, Congressman John Lewis should spend more time on fixing and helping his district, which is in horrible shape and falling apart, not to mention crime-infested. Donald Trump has tweeted more than 43,000 times. He's insulted thousands of people, many different types of people. But when he tweets about infestation, it's about black and brown people. September 2014, at the height of an urgent health emergency, why are we sending thousands of ill-trained soldiers into Ebola-infested areas of Africa? Bring the plague to the U.S.? Obama is so stupid. Infested, he says. There's a revolution going on in California. So many sanctuary areas want out of this ridiculous crime-infested and breeding concept. Infested, he says. The president says about Congressman Cummings' district, that no human would want to live there. You know who did, Mr. President? I did. From the day I was brought home from the hospital to the day I left for college. And a lot of people I care about still do. There are challenges, no doubt, but people are proud of their community. I don't want to sound self-righteous, But people get up and go to work there. They care for their families there. They love their children who pledge allegiance to the flag, just like people who live in districts of congressmen who support you, sir. They are Americans too. We'll be right back.